Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial is for a hair scrunchie. I've made quite a few different scrunchies using different yarns. I've tried to use textured yarns to make them a little bit different. This one is a velvet yarn that worked quite well. Today's tutorial I'm going to use an eyelash yarn, but because it's so fine, as you can see here, I'm using 2 strands of eyelash along with 1 strand of regular double knit yarn in a colour that's pretty close to the eyelash shade. So I'm using a 6mm hook and just a regular hair bobble elastic that come in packs with various colours. So to start off, we're going to make a slip knot onto the hook like so, and then we're going to crochet around the hair bobble. And for this one I'm just going to use double crochets, but if you wanted a wider one you could use a treble. If you wanted a narrower one you could use a half double. So to start off I'm going to do a standing I'm going to slip stitch onto the band. I'm not using a standing double because we would have the tail of the yarn at the top, and I want to try and crochet over that tail of yarn. So the first stitch is going to be 3 chain, and that counts as the first double. And then catching over the tail of the yarn with the elastic, we're going to just work in straightforward doubles around the band. So a double crochet is yarn over into the ring, pick up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. We're just going to carry on working the same all the way around the elastic. And this works with any sort of yarn. As I say, the textured yarn does tend to look a little bit fancier if you're wanting something different. So we just carry on working doubles. The hair scrunchies seem to have come back into fashion recently. So many people had asked if I would do a tutorial, having seen the ones that I had made. And just keep going with doubles, which is a nice easy stitch. And you can see that the double knit yarn is not actually showing too much on the actual scrunchie, but I do think it's worthwhile using the double knit just to make it a little bit easier to work the eyelash. Oops, got a little bit of a knot there. There we go. So at this point you can see that we've more or less gone all of the way around the elastic, but I would recommend that you then push the stitches around so that we've got quite a tight crochet all the way around, because once the elastic's stretched, we don't really want too much of the elastic to show through. So I just carry on and keep pushing the stitches around the elastic so that we've got a lot of doubles worked around. And then when you feel that you've got enough gather, I'm just going to do a few more there. And I do think they look better if they've got more stitches rather than less. And when it's quite tight and you can't really fit too many more on, we can just snip off the yarn and then join with a slip stitch into the first stitch and pull the yarn through. The yarn that we started off with has been crocheted over, so you can't actually see, but the other end I'm just going to use a bodkin and thread the excess yarn through, take it down the stitch to where the elastic is, and then just run it through the bottom of the first few double crochets, and then looping back over, I'm going to go back the other way, and then you can snip off the last little bit. So there we've got a hair scrunchie with eyelash yarn using a strand of double knit, and I did the same with this pink one that's done in a fluffy yarn. I also used a pale pink along with the snowflake yarn. The same again with this black one, I used a strand of just plain black. But with the velour one, the yarn is actually quite thick, and I was able to just do the scrunchie just using the one strand. I do hope you found this tutorial useful. I hope you'll now be able to make some scrunchies. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!